Hey ladies, I'm Aisha Watkins, founder of Women of Project Management, and this is the Women of Project Management podcast, where I have candid conversations with all my favorite women inside the Women of Project Management membership in audio. Please don't forget to subscribe and review everywhere you listen to podcasts. I am Aisha Watkins, founder of Women of Project Management, and today we're going to be talking to Stella. Stella is a certified project manager, and I can't wait for you to meet her. So before we get into our conversation, let me go through her bio and tell you just a little glimpse of her amazing experience in the project management industry. Stella Ihenacho is the co-founder and Scrum Master faculty lead at NSTAR Technologies, where she leads the Scrum Master Comprehensive program, providing career coaching and opportunities for anyone who is interested in becoming a successful Scrum Master. Her professional background includes overseeing complex projects in varied industries, including finance, education, and technology. In addition to her passion for projects, she is also passionate about ensuring women like herself do not let fear stop or hold them back from becoming who they desire to be. Having understood and still understanding how fear can cripple dreams and purpose, she started Women Doing It Afraid, which is a community for women who are tired of their fears holding them down. This community is catered to helping women break through their fears by providing them with tools, workshops, and coaching to guarantee personal success. Not only does she talk the talk, but she walks the walk. She is currently a project manager at PTC, where she manages projects for manufacturing companies that are moving towards implementing smart technology. She has an MBA from the University of Wales, her certified Scrum Master certification from Scrum Alliance, and her professional Scrum Master certification from scrum.org. Stella resides in Georgia, here where I am, and she is originally from Nigeria. Welcome, Stella. It's so wonderful to have you here. You look beautiful today, by the way.
Thank you.
I love that. So I love that intro. There's so many different nuggets that I want to dive into because your career sounds so dynamic, and you've done so many things. So I want to know more. Tell us a little bit about you. Who are you? Tell us about a little bit of your journey and your career and how that's looked for you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, first of all, for having me here. It is my absolute pleasure. I think what you're doing for women in project management is outstanding. And it is a great platform that I know would inspire a lot of women into just, letting them know that the project management field is for them and they can excel in it. All right. So who am I? So I am a mom. I'm a mom to 3 daughters. Yes. They rule my world. They are my project managers.
I love that.
And then I'm a wife as well. Married. My high school. We went to the same college together, and so yeah, we got married here in Atlanta, Georgia. And then I'm from Nigeria, just like you said. And just a little bit about my background. So I have a first degree in biochemistry from Cofounder University. Yes.
Oh, nice.
From Cofounder University in Nigeria. And then I have my MBA from University of Wales as well. And, I'm the first of 5 kids. And that might not seem like a lot, but there's a context to that. And growing up in Nigeria as the firstborn and the first child and first daughter, you have a lot of responsibilities that are unconsciously put on you. So even when I was at university for my first degree, I never thought, my background, that I would actually leave Nigeria to travel abroad for my master's. It was like a really far-fetched dream, just because of where I came from. My mom was working so hard for all of us. My dad was working so hard for all of us. But, when you're so caught up in a particular environment, it's hard for you to beyond that environment. You think that this is all that there is to you. So when I got scholarship to travel for my master's, which is a whole story on its own. I don't know if you want me to go into details on that. But that was a huge testimony. I got the scholarship for my master's, and I traveled for my MBA, specialty in human resource management. From there, I would say that was where I started getting into the project management field a little bit, because my first job was on campus as a marketing assistant, but also marketing when it comes to projects, trying to recruit students to come to the university, working with program directors, working with agents, and anyone who was involved in the education field. And then from there, I worked multiple jobs. I did a lot of jobs as a student, as an international student in the UK there. You know, you didn't really have all the best of the best jobs put up in front of you. So I did census counting, I did work with Marks and Spencer. I did all sorts, you know.
You did it all.
I did it all. You know, that's the fun thing about your journey is that sometimes it doesn't make sense where you're in the present, but when you're way ahead, you kind of like, they say life is lived, understood words, you know. And that's why I had to give that context about my background from Nigeria, because how I got the scholarship was I just saw a poster somewhere that was looking for someone who could help people coming from UK to Nigeria organize a conference. And I called the guy, not because I wanted to organize a conference, but because I wanted to recite poetry. Oh. So I do poetry.
Okay.
And this is where he said your gifts make room for you.
Yes.
Because from poetry, I got involved with the people that came to the country, and then I built a great relationship with one of the chancellor, and he liked me and he offered me the scholarship. Oh. Now, that's why I said that's a whole story.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's amazing.
Anyway, so I worked multiple jobs, different jobs in the UK. And then I started working as a business development executive at London School of Business and Finance. I like to say the largest private universities in London. I started working as a business development executive. And after like 3 months, I realized that there was a gap. We had our business development executives, we had targets, but no one was really coordinating how the target was met. There was no structure in place. And I pitched to my manager there that you need to hire me as a project executive because we can be better organized as a department. And yes, within 3 months, my title changed, my job role changed, and I believe my salary changed as well.
I love that.
You know, and from being a project executive, I got my title changed to being a project manager. And then I would say I was kind of like the glue within the team. So I would keep track records of their sales, of their targets. I would show them the graph, who's the best person for the month. I would work with the technical team, making sure that they are providing dashboards that would make sense to the business development executive, and so I was doing so much from a project point, and I think that's kind of like where I literally maybe came into my own. Like I knew what my career progression was in that company, and you might not know, or maybe a lot of people might not know about this, but I was still on student visa there in the UK. So you needed to find a company that would want to file for you, like to have a work permit. And that company did not really do that. But because of the amount of work that I would say that I did, and the relationship and the value that I brought to London School of Business and Finance, they actually filed for me to have a work visa. But then I had to come to the States. My husband brought me to the States. And then when I came to the States, the first advice that I was given was you gotta do anything to get money or to work. Come with your big dreams and and all that. But here I am right now working as a project manager for PTC.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I would never have thought that it would get to this point where someone from Nigeria went to the UK and now in the States working as a project manager for PTC. So I'm not going to just keep talking and blabbing. But
no, I love it. I love it. Honestly, when I asked you that question, I didn't expect to get that answer, but I love hearing that journey. And I think it's important for people to hear that journey, because I think sometimes people in their head with their careers, they look at other people who are successful and then they say, oh, well, that was easy. They just went from here, and here and got there. And it's like, oh no, it's more like this and all over the place.
Up and down. Yep,
it's a lot of up and down.
All
and I think that shows too more of thinking beyond maybe where you're at in your current circumstances, and just like you said, thinking big, and then taking some chances too, and then honestly being open to listen. This may not have been the way you thought it was going to happen, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be successful. You just may have to go over here and go over this route in order to be successful.
That's right.
So, I love that. So that's a good stopping point though for the next question. For your project manager at PTC and you're implementing smart technology, What does that mean? What does that like? What do your job responsibilities look like? What does that mean to someone who has no idea what that means, including me?
Oh,
But it
it's
sounds
okay.
amazing.
When we talk about smart technology, sometimes we really think artificial intelligence. Even our phone is a smart technology. People's houses are now getting really smart, where you can press a button and you can put up your security alarm, or you can control the temperature in your house, you can close your blinders and things like that. So PwC is very, very heavily involved in artificial intelligence, smart technology. And so the business unit that I work in under PwC is called the Factory Services Unit, FSU. And what we do is that we help manufacturing companies manage their data so they can make informed decisions.
Okay.
So we're talking about knowing, so when you go to a factory site or maybe a manufacturing line, for example, knowing what line is making the most product, or if the line is about to break down, before it breaks down, because it might seem a little bit minute information, but it's really important, especially if you're a massive manufacturing company, right? And so, for example, talking about COVID-19 now, a lot of manufacturing companies had to pivot. Maybe they were making household items. Now they're probably making gloves and face masks, right? So what the information that they would need would be, how many can we make per time? Do we have the raw materials to make it? How many resources on site or human resources do we need per line? So things like that. So we really help them get that information, but also interpret that information so that they can understand it. You can say figures, but you don't know what the figures are. The people on the line might understand the figures because they're very technical. But a business executive needs to know, okay, so we made 50% increase from last month. Okay, so this line broke down 3 times. Maybe we need to take it back to the manufacturer. So things like that. So we help them with softwares that would interpret manufacturing data so that anyone can understand.
Okay. And I understood that. I was like, oh, okay.
I had to break it down. Yeah, that's it on a really high.
I can tell you probably break this down all the time, probably for people. But no, that was good. That made a lot of sense. So you do that. So you do kind of like what I do, right? So you have your project management job where you're amazing and you're killing it in your career. And then you also have additional, passions, right? So then you're also building businesses and you're making sure that you're sewing into other people and helping them out and being a blessing to them. So what made you start NSTAR Technologies to help others become Scrum Masters so they can also be successful in their careers as well?
Okay, so this will take me back to a little bit about my background. So I kind of like said lightly when you asked me about myself. When I came to the States, I think one of the advice someone gave me was, oh, you can be like a project manager. You can have these big dreams and come here because there are a lot of people fighting for the same thing. Like we're not even born here. You're just a stranger, right? And so it took me a very long time to actually get into where I am right now. But I had to be resolute with myself and saying I wasn't going to change all the experiences that I've had somewhere else.
Good.
I bring my experience. My experience wasn't left in Nigeria or in the UK. It came with me. So any company will be blessed.
I love that.
To have me in there, right? But then it also showed me a gap. Just to say this, NSTAR Technologies was originally founded by my husband, and then he married me, and then here we are, right? But even with his experience and my experience is, whosoever you meet, exactly for immigrants like myself, whosoever you meet when you come to the country, America, determines your future career-wise. So NSTAR was created from a gap where we wanted people who felt like they didn't know their left or right when they come in here. We wanted to guide them career-wise, letting them know that don't try to change yourself and feel like you got to scrap to become. We can show you, we can coach you career-wise, we can show you technology or occupations or career paths that you can take because we've been through it. So I'm a Scrum Master, so I teach the Scrum Master course. He's a database administrator, so he teaches database course. We have other courses that we want to add on, basic computer course, things for healthcare professionals. We just want to show people that it is possible for you to start from a good foundation.
Yes.
You don't have to shortchange yourself, right? Another thing we want to do is also sensitize our community because we believe that poverty mentality.
To listen to the rest of this conversation, join us inside the Women of Project Management membership at womenofpm.com. Thanks for listening.